must have made some improvements because that's not.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing. That turns it off, so that gets that going. Ah, hi again.
Okay.
How's our sound? How's our video? Is this better? It's a different interface.
Full screen now, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're doing a different program. Jim, did you say OBS? I couldn't hear before. So you guys can hear now? Okay, good.
Yeah, at Green Gables Homestead, we were using Streamlabs OBS. So Streamlabs is using OBS, but that's not what we're doing right now. That was causing the audio to be odd.
Sound is still low.
Sound is still low, so it's got nothing to do with OBS.
Except for the sound is better on one of them says. So is this one turned up like it needs to be?
There's no turning up that I can do. I can turn up what we listen to, but I'm not able to turn up our output.
All right. Well, let's just talk, and you guys try to hear. All sounds better.
Good. Okay,
Bernice. Hello, Bernice. Sorry, we missed you in the last one. Let me grab my water.
Brenda's a thirsty girl.
No. Okay. Green Gables, Christy, Janet, Bernice, Timothy, Living by Faith, Tammy, 1960, Jennifer, and Janet. Thank you for coming.
Oh, I know why the sound's a problem.
All right.
Is the sound better now? I figured out what the problem was with the sound.
Texas, Colleen.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Sound is better.
Okay, I figured out what it was. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh,
no echo.
technology.
Same sound, Christy said.
Really?
They said it's the same.
No echo, though.
Okay. We are going to have to talk loud for you then. Oh, look, Oliver right here.
He's watching.
Okay. We have a snowstorm coming. I'm thinking most of you that live in the Midwest and the East have a snowstorm coming. And it's going to postpone us getting our goats because our goats are an hour away.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go on Saturday when it's be 4 to 6 inches of snow. Pulling a trailer. So.
I mean, it's not worth the risk. So anyway,
we are getting a Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day. She has that day off, so that is the day we're going to go get them.
Yep.
We still have a lot of work to do between now and then.
Yeah.
But anyway, a little hollow. I can live with that.
Good.
How's our farm doing? Well, that's a loaded question. There's a subject we haven't talked about at all. We've kind of kept it to ourselves. Jim's going, what is she doing?
She always
well, they ask
me.
how the farm is doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only animals we have on the farm at this moment are chickens. Our Delawares have had problems. We have lost, since we got them, we've lost 7 of the 27 that we had.
6. There's 21.
One's black.
Oh, one we brought in from the other.
Right. One is
flock. That's right. Yeah.
We think or thought we might have Merrick's disease because it had some of those signs.
I mean, that's even after us doing a thorough
We
clean.
did thorough with the, what did we use?
Oh, we made a solution with
Hydrated
the
lime.
hydrated lime, sprayed it on everything thoroughly, soaked all the wood, all the cracks, all the concrete, replaced the wood chips that were in there, just a thorough cleaning, and so we were very surprised. I mean, we're feeding them, we're keeping the water fresh, they have good food, just everything.
We have opened up, we haven't had any die in about 2 weeks. We have opened them up so that they can free range and get out. And they look healthy, but they don't feel like they have the weight to me.
Some of them are smaller. So it's really making me wonder if where we
It was
got
a bad batch.
had just a period of time where the eggs being laid just weren't as healthy.
I'm going to use the right mouse.
Yeah, that helps. So that's what we're starting to think may have been going on, because they were they had symptoms that could have been Merrick's, and some of the symptoms were failure to thrive kinds of things. So if more start having the problem, then yeah, it's Merrick's. But at this point, they're all starting to look healthy. They're eating well. They're moving around.
It's kind of scary.
Anyway, it's just one of those things that go on, and you try to get the answers. And if we knew more, we would be into the dissecting and looking at livers.
If we have another one die, we'll take it into the extension center.
For sure.
We have several people saying they love the goat feeder. And how many goats are we getting? We're getting 5. I have been putting them on their pictures on Instagram. I have 1 more to go. I've been doing 1 a day.
We got Green Gables. We got the Delawares in which week in September? It was mid-September when we picked them up, if I remember right.
They're supposed to start laying in February, end of February, something like that.
So
Sure, it's not mites. No, we're not. So we need to get them some, but we do
Mites.
DE quite a bit. Mites can kill chickens.
I know kill, but with the symptoms we've had, it doesn't seem.
Well, yeah, I don't know what some of the.
They wouldn't eat, they couldn't move, and some of them were acting like they might have. There was one. It lived for a long time.
Yes, Brenda, we're talking about the Delawares.
and it's like it couldn't stand up at first.
It paralyzes, which is a sign of Merrick's.
Yeah. So.
So we will look up mites. We were just saying we've got to get them a really good dust bath. I mean, they're out now doing a lot of things. We do use DE quite a bit. So let me read some of these things. How's the kitchen going? We'll get back to that one. Let's see. I'm getting mini Nubian goats. Eddie is. Have you ever heard of mini Nubian goats? Or are you considering that breed? You know, we were considering goats. we have been gifted these goats, and these are the goats we're getting. We have 1 Nubian and 1 half Nubian, and 3 Toggenburgs.
Yes.
The one that's half Nubian is half La Mancha too. Sorry about the chicken problem. Hope just failure to thrive. Yeah, we're hoping. They seem a lot happier.
You know, Janet, they're so small. The hens really don't have much of a comb to really tell whether or not it's pale. It's just hardly any that's on there. So it's been.
We have 1 rooster that hasn't started crowing. So it's just weird. They're weird. They're different.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna, we're just gonna kind of write it out and see what they do. And
I mean, usually you get stronger indications than what we're getting as far as what the problem is, and we're a little conflicted on what it might be. But the fact that they all are thriving right now is.
Have we tried fermenting their food? Yes. We
You know,
just started fermenting their food.
the
We did in the very beginning.
The problem that we had is that the feed we were buying, I mean, sourcing things is kind of tough, and we weren't able to go to the right places. And so the feed that we had, we weren't able to ferment it. It was ground too fine, and it was just a mess. So we changed, and we're fermenting, and we hope that it helps health-wise for them. It really should. What it is helping is that they don't waste as much, which
Right.
we're using about half the feed now, and they're still not eating it all, which is good.
So I have probios that I'm going to give to the goats. Can you give probios to your chickens?
Question about the father goat. They're not sure. Things didn't quite happen under control. So there's a couple of possibilities.
It's either an Alpine, a Saanen, or a Toggenburg.
Or a combination.
Or a combination.
So.
And Steve thinks that if it's snowing, we'll have more time in the kitchen, and I agree.
Absolutely.
First thing I said today, woohoo, Saturday gets to do the kitchen.
Slow progress is being made. As we get a little bit of time here and there. I actually got a few things done last night, and we have some errands we have to run tonight, so more's not going to happen.
Well, we're going to actually run down to Springfield, which is a half hour away, and take back some materials we don't need to buy materials we do need.
Yeah, one of my next projects, as soon as this wall is ready, is to put up the cabinet for the sink, so we can actually have a sink in the kitchen and stop using the bathtub to wash dishes.
Oh, we just faded in and out.
Yeah, it's trying to make things better.
Okay, I'm going to catch up. Hello, Kier. And Nubian milk is delicious. I'm excited to try it. I want to separate the milk when we first do it, and do a Nubian milk and the Toggenburg milk.
Yeah, I want to do that consistently and
Yeah.
not stop doing that, unless there's some reason to combine it. But for the use, I'd like to know the difference.
Good
also.
evening, two wild onions. Have you talked about chicken poop? We have not talked about chicken poop. We should talk about chicken poop. What would we? Oh, you want to know what it looks like? We haven't looked. Do you know what the chicken poop looks like? We should, as wise chicken people, we're supposed to sit in there and observe.
Absolutely. You
We're
know,
a little
that's
low
probably
on
something.
time, but we will do that. It's weird that one of my hens died from mites because it's very, very cold outside, and the mites usually appear in the summer. You know, we are having, I don't know. We'll have to see. I did not know chickens could die of mites until I was watching this week Willow Creek, and she was talking about that straw brings in mites, and mites can kill the chickens. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And Brenda, in answer to your question about using the poop as a diagnostic method, you know, there's so much to watch, unless we're systematic. We may not look at everything as critically, but whenever I'm with them, I'm always observing. If I see something abnormal, I attempt to react to that.
You can call APA too. We took an
Right.
APA course once, and they said we
Oh,
could just call their
call them
veterinarian and ask them.
But you know what we need is something concrete to talk about. Just to say, you know, the chickens are dying is not quite enough. And trying to identify specifics, their symptoms were varied from one chicken to another. They weren't all the same. You know, there were some similarities, but some pretty significant differences. And I wasn't noticing any differences in the poop, any what I consider problems. I'm not
They're
totally.
eating.
I'm not totally experienced. There's a lot I don't know, so you know, I'm not as good of an observer as I'd like to be. But nothing caught my attention in that regard, and I was watching. So
I would like to read a statement here from Living a Natural Life with Lupus. She said, I just wanted to let you guys know you are such an inspiration to those of us out here of the mature age working our homesteads. And they live in Eastern Kentucky. So we are we're starting to really want to take some field trips and meet people that are around us.
nearby, yeah.
Kentucky's a little bit far for a day trip. I guess you have to go through Tennessee.
A little bit fun for a day trip.
Well, we could catch them on our way to Homesteaders Conference.
Coming and going to things, yeah. Well, what I like to say is, you know, this second half of our life is a great time, and I'm considering the second half. I've got half my life left to go, and I'm into my 60s. So,
Oh wow, she had some die of eating hay that stopped them up.
really,
So, Bernice wants everyone to hit the like button.
yes. Thank you. If you do that would be great. That helps.
Colleen is 60 plus, so we can do this. You know, when we first started this, in Oregon, and we started doing this, our whole thing was let's help people our age realize that they can do this on a homestead. In the last 2 years, we have just been a gap, you know, mouth drop open. I can't believe how many people are out there doing it, and it's so wonderful.
Well, plus too, we get a lot of people saying we've been thinking about doing it. We've been wondering if we're really smart for doing it. And by watching us and seeing how many other people are in the same boat, a lot of people have gotten the courage to do it. Other people have gotten the confidence that, hey, they're on the right track. It's okay to do it, despite what their kids may say or think or whomever else, that it's an enjoyable, beneficial lifestyle.
Steve says, I'm sure people your age can do this. I would like to answer Tammy's question. Tammy said, here's a dumb question, and absolutely not a dumb question. If a chicken dies of a disease, are they unstable to eat? It depends on the disease. Merrick's, actually, you can eat it. So that was our question. If we had another one die and we took it in and found out it was Merrick's and they were all going to die, then do we just process these dual purpose birds right now and just put them in our freezer and then find,
But the key is to know what they're dying
we
of.
have to know what they're dying of.
If we don't know what they've died of, no, I don't think it would be safe. I wouldn't be confident in eating them.
I wouldn't either.
And then only if we saw them die and we processed them right away. If they've set for who knows how long, that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
so that's why
the only way I would do it is if we killed them ourselves.
Yeah, if we knew that they're all eventually going to die,
probably just demonetize this.
And it's our last video, we said a couple things we didn't think were a problem, and they demonetized us for a while. We had to.
So we probably just did that with this one.
Yeah.
Janet is 62 and her husband is 60. We're an inspiration to them. Lisa says that they were inspiration to them. Her mom has lupus. Diet is everything.
Oh,
we are not old. We know we're not old. I certainly don't feel old. I feel like
I remember when the 50-year-olds used to tell me I was young. Okay, and it's all relative, isn't it?
Well, but see, because when we were managing the independent living community, our friends were 90. And we're like, well, they got 40 years on us. So, hello, Casey.
We had some other things you want to talk about, if I remember. You forgot?
No. Oh, on the things.
Yeah.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
Linda's 69, and will you be going to the Mother Earth News Fair in North Carolina in April? Oh, man. You know what? I can't even describe how full our April is. We are expecting 5 babies and taking care of 2 grandchildren. So, unfortunately, no, we do not get to go to the Mother Earth News Fair. Right? It's not going to happen.
Hey, Jakes, you're absolutely right. The younger you start, I wish that we had understood what we understand now about this lifestyle, and this is how I would have wanted our entire marriage to go. As soon as we were married, I wish we could have moved on to a homestead, raised our family there, and had that lifestyle the whole time. So the earlier you start, the better. Our message is, if you haven't, and you're worried about the ability to do it as you get older, it's the right thing to do. Don't back off.
Diane at Justice Acres, 63. Her husband's 65. They have 18 acres, horses, chickens, rabbits, and a garden.
There you go.
I need to go back to Luke Tudor. One time when I had goats, I cut grass to feed them, and one of them died within a few days.
Gina's here.
That was scary.
Your sister's
Hey,
here.
my sister's here. Hi, Gina. Everyone can say hi to Gina. That is my sister. She's my best friend, besides my husband. Hi, Marianne. Yes, we did come back, and let's see. Now you're stuck in the same spot. Oh goodness, came back, and now you're stuck in the same spot. Maybe it's me. Oh no, it must be you because we're doing fine
we
here.
We're doing great.
I'm only married 4 years, 39 years old. I think that you should start maybe early if you can. Totally early.
He's already thanked me for me.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm behind. I feel old. I'm 30. You know, I have to tell you, when I was in my 30s, I felt terrible. I watch people in their 30s now, and I see all the problems they're going through, and I'm like, 30s are a bad time. Because I started feeling better in my 40s. I was really good in my 50s, and by my 60s, here I am. So, what?
It's cute. Everybody's been saying
Oh. So, if you haven't ever checked checked out Gina's cloud bread recipe. It's one of the videos that is our top watched video, and it was hers. She has the best cloud bread recipe. If you're diabetic and want bread, it's a really good recipe.
Brenda, I would like to hear your whole story sometime.
We got a farm months after my husband survived cancer at age 35. We're 60 and doing livestock in the past 10 years. You know, I just want to, I know we traveled last year, but now you can't have a homestead and travel. So we have a homestead.
Yeah.
But I want to like do what the haulers just did and take a whole trip and meet all of you wonderful, wonderful people out there. I don't know that people that don't participate in this can comprehend the true friendships that come from the internet. It's not weird. It's like, oh my word, when I see you, I will know you. I will know you. It's just so wonderful.
Well, the common interests and values that we have in the foods that we eat and the way that we take care of them, it's a lot of people look at you like you're crazy. Why do you care so much? But for those who understand it, those who are doing it, it's there's this bond that's there just immediately, because as you're talking about how it's done, what should be done, you just sense it and feel it. It's fantastic.
When we first started this, it was so hard to find like-minded people, and now we have this incredible community. I grow veggies and chicken. Let me think. Oh, up here, Luke Tudor says he had too much milk, so he gave up his goats, because remember, he's the one that has the water buffalo and the cow. So I was going to talk about cows too, but all I need to know is, those of you who have cows, what kind of fence do you use to keep them out of your garden? Because we're going to get a garden, and the people next door have lots of cows. So I just need to make sure that we're not going to get our garden trampled. So if you have hints on that, a brick wall is what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking a livestock guardian dog out there. I just really concerned that when the garden starts growing and they can smell it, that they're going to be across that fence, not going to hold them.
Carmen says, my husband turned 60 today, and he has, for the past 10 years, raised chickens. Just 5 years ago, started growing our own trees and veggies. Normal folks, let's see. That's because we are normal folks living a wonderful life on a homestead. That's right. Our homestead is not set up yet, but soon. Go, Casey, go, you can do it. I'm a bit far, but Africa is nice and hot. Jake is in Africa. You know, we can go on and see where we have followers, and we know we have them in Africa. Are you in Southern Africa? Because we see that we have followers in Southern Africa.
Steve, what's a page wire fence? I'm not familiar with that term.
I'm so behind. You're way down, and I'm looking up.
It's going fast.
I will almost, okay, he can answer you on that one. I get almost 2 gallons of milk from my cow a day, and my water buffalo gives a half a gallon to 1.5 gallons. Wow. I would use a wood fence. I'm thinking of putting up a 6-foot wood fence so they can't see my kale, because cows think kale is candy. Our cow in Utah, he would come running when we would hold a bunch of kale up. So we grew a row just for him. Her, sorry. You use wild roses and it works great. Ooh, they can't get through them. I started 2 years ago, always ate more veggies than anything. I grew up on a dairy, and we had page wire. You were going to tell them that, okay. Used a wire fence. Well, we have a wire fence, a barbed wire fence that they're pushing down. We need to get electric strand on that. Guardian dogs, good with sheep, but not cows.
Here's our concern. The cows that are next to us are
Brahma
and Brahma mix. And
the big hump.
And so what Justin has and what's next door to us, very different kind of cow. And we'll see. We're watching what they're doing to the fence. They haven't gone across the electric fence. So, maybe it's true. Maybe we don't have
the calves have, though.
The calves have gone under it, and we've reinforced it. I don't think they can get under it anymore. So.
didn't eat much of the garden. Yeah, but I saw what their hooves did to my corral in a half a day.
And Steve's right. He's saying what we have talked about doing is we're going to get one of those extenders with
Ethan.
electric wire and put it.
Is that a person? We don't want to do that. We'll just ignore it. I could add an electric fence to the wire fence, and you should do it. Yeah. No, cows or dogs really don't get along.
Yeah, no, I was being facetious about that. I think just by improving the fence.
Use a 3-stage single wire. Use the first strand at 3 feet, the second one a few feet behind at 5 feet high, and then the third one 6 feet high. Wow.
Oh, so they're not even tempted to jump. That's way too high for them. Interesting. Do you have to put streamers on it so they can definitely see the wires, or do they? I've been told that they can sense the electricity when it's on or off too. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. I have longhorns across the road from me, and they just have a wire fence. So, electric with solar is what Bernice says. One at waist high, and if they still push, then maybe one below. And what we were told is on the 5-string barbed wire to put one that comes out at the bottom so that it gets
the electric. It's on a pole sticking out.
We need to get this guy to hide. Okay. Let's see. Hello from Golden Valley, Arizona. I finally got on the live chat. Well, hello, Desert Angel Homestead. Welcome. Now, the horses are another story. Horses get out or in. So,
somebody just had a calf yesterday.
Who did?
This one here. You're way behind.
I'm way behind. Oh, Tudor.
Yeah.
Luke Tudor. Okay.
It's like
how much snow are we getting?
Up to 6 inches. It sounds like a couple different.
Yeah. Starting tomorrow morning and on Friday morning, ending on Saturday night. So we're getting our cow on Monday now. So I mean our
goats.
Oh man. So this is what we need to have her.
Yeah. You're
okay.
reading.
I know I'm reading. Okay. Horses, if the neighbors are in the neighbors, ooh, they get out. No, we have horses next door to us. We've even let them be in our pasture before, and they're great.
Yeah.
In fact, the calves have gotten into them before, and that made them a little skittish. So, anyway, it was.
You know, it is January, so snow's going to happen in the areas where it does snow.
It actually needs to snow. Today, Jess from Roots and Refuge was saying she hates the cold. She's down in Arkansas, and she says, but it needs to get cold here, because if it doesn't, if it stays these warm temperatures, we will, then we will have so many bugs that it's really, really bad. So
Carmen, the kitchen is going slowly. Progress is being made. So we're getting there. Not as fast as we want to. If we could make everything else stop for a few days, we'd get it all done.
Desert Angel, the goats are kidding the middle of, well, actually around the 10th of April.
If everything is as they think it is.
Have major conflict. In fact, anyone that lives close to us that would like to come and house sit during that period of time, we will not be here at the end of March.
We have some scheduling challenges.
And
we're hoping these goats don't birth early. That could really kind of make things weird. So.
I guess you could bake something good. Maybe those cookies your husband likes. If we have a kitchen? If we don't have a kitchen? Changed my lifestyle last April. Not a member of your exercise program. Thank you. Oh, now a member. Very good. Now have 2 mini horses, 3 goats, 6 chickens, and can't wait to get my garden in again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. I need to keep my cow and my water buffalo in the stable because there is much snow on the pasture. Yeah.
So
Hello, Jeanette.
now is Luke Tudor in
Luke Tudor, remind us where you're at. I know it's, I don't know if you're the Australia. I can't remember.
with snow? I'm thinking.
No, it's not Australia. I can't remember. Tell us where you're at. Oh, Romania.
Okay.
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 Yes. Ooh, Lisa, do tell. Missed that one. I need to keep my, okay, got that. Looks like it's going to get snow here in North Carolina. Yeah. I saw the Holler family buckling down in their, getting their RV ready for some really cold temperatures. You're traveling in the snow this weekend. Not a good thing. We are staying down.
Okay.
Casey will be in Missouri in March, but only long enough to register the vehicle there. That's right. You have land here and live somewhere else. Where else, if I remember right? Okay. Yeah, we do need a monitor. We have a monitor person. She's not on today. Our monitor person is Dolly, and she is not here today. So I probably need to get another person that can monitor. Renda baked during the snow, due to snow. Yes. And I have an oven now. But let me tell you, so I've been trying to feed some regular good meals. But what happens is when I do regular good meals, then I have lots of pans and bowls and no sink to wash it in. Hence the picture you saw with me washing stuff in the bathtub.
So that she could take a shower.
Yeah. So that I could take a shower last night. We had to hurry and wash them. So yeah. Yeah. So it is sad that we need one. So if anyone else out there is good at it or knows how to do it, then let me know. I think we're going to go ahead and shut down. We've been going here for, what time is it? Oh, yeah, we're due to shut down.
Yeah, chickens need to be put in. I got chores to finish.
Hello, Lois. You came in at the end. We're happy to see you.
Hey, thanks for being along with us. We really enjoy everybody's input and being able to share with you. It makes us feel great. We enjoy it a lot, and we get some great feedback. We learn a lot from everybody. We have a lot to learn, but it's a great journey. Thanks for being part of it.
All right. We are going to go ahead and close this down. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So